What's going on, guys? I am Pat the Pac-Man. If you come home and you find your couch all chewed up, if you find 3 pillows ripped apart, if your door frames are all torn up, and if you get phone call after phone call after phone call from your neighbor telling you that your dog has been howling and barking the entire time that you were gone, well, guess what? Your dog may be suffering from separation anxiety. And if that's the case, this video is gonna be for you. So I'm gonna give you 6 ideas that you could implement to help your dog with their separation anxiety. It's important for us to understand how the brain of a dog works because after all, it's about training people, not training dogs. That's our motto. So we wanna understand why and how does a dog develop separation anxiety. You see, naturally for dogs, they're not used to being by themselves. They're used to being with their pack. So the way they function is that being alone is not a natural thing for them. In a dog's mind, wherever the human goes, the dog will follow. Wherever the human stops, the dog will stop and stay with them. So it's just completely abnormal for a dog to have their human just get up and walk away without them understanding what to do. So our job is to set expectations for them to know what to do during that separation period. You know, obviously we can't take them everywhere we go. We can't take them to work, and we can't take them to school, and we can't take them to the church. We can't take them to the store. So for us, it's natural to practice separation. So because it's normal, it's natural for us to practice separation, what we need to do is we need to understand where they're coming from. We need to understand where their state of mind is at when it comes to that separation concept. By understanding where they're coming from, it's easier for us to be patient, to be understanding, to be creative in order to transition them into our lifestyle, into our way of being. Really what our job is to make sure that we can transition them from their natural lifestyle to our unnatural lifestyle, but make it seem natural. So what we want to do is we want to teach them what to do and how to be state of mind wise during that separation period. So here's 6 things that you can do in order to help with separation anxiety. Number 1, take your dog for a long walk before you go to work. You have to make sure that your dog's energy is drained before you leave them alone. If you have a dog that has a high level of anxiety, a dog that has a high level of energy, then you could use a backpack. You could weigh the backpack down with some weight plates, with some jars, with some bottles. This way, that walk becomes double the amount because your dog now has a job in addition to the walking. They're carrying this backpack. When you get home, you reward your dog with food, you reward your dog with water, maybe a little play, okay? But the most important thing is to not kick up the excitement too much. You wanna make sure that during this ritual of you being home before you leave, he's in a calm state, you're in a calm state. Don't wanna kick up the excitement because otherwise that whole walk that you just did, it's a waste of time. You want the brain to be calm and maintain that calmness during the separation period. Number 2, make sure you practice no hands, no mouth, and no eyes. If you don't know what that means, here's a link to that video to explain to you what that's all about. Number 3, this is for those of you guys that just can't leave your dog without making a big to-do. So to cope with you guys and to give you this one, make sure that you go through that ritual of saying goodbye to, oh baby, I'm gonna miss you, I really don't want to go, oh my God. Make sure that you do that way before you leave. So this way your dog has plenty of time to come all the way down and be calm again and associate calmness with you leaving. Calmness with you walking out the door. Calmness with the separation period altogether. When you come home, oh my God, hey baby, did you miss me? I missed you so. No, you don't want to make that a big deal. You want to be you leaving and you coming back to be a non-event. Not a big deal, nothing major. So make sure that when you leave the house, you don't engage with them, you just leave. When you come home, again, you just walk in. The key with this one is to make sure that before you leave, your dog is in a calm state. You don't want your dog to be pacing, to be excited, to be anxious. You want your dog to be in a calm state. So if your dog has a more intense separation anxiety issue, then you may have to practice this for a longer period of time in order to get your dog to be calm before you leave. Number 4, this one's a key, guys. This one is super important. This is actually the secret ingredient to ensuring that you have a dog that's happy, fulfilled, and well behaved. And after all, That is what we should want from our dogs. We don't want a well-trained dog. We want a well-behaved dog, a happy dog, and a fulfilled dog. And this is 95% of how you get there. Not just with separation anxiety, but with any other behavior or state of mind possible. You need to be calm and firm, in balance, calm and firm, in balance, everything in proportion. When you're getting ready to leave the house, don't be worried, nervous, anxious, feeling guilty. No, you want to be in a confident, assertive, firm state of mind. If you leave calm and confident with no problems, your dog is going to perceive that there is no problems. You're just leaving, your dog's going to look at it, feel your energy, feed off your energy, and say, okay, everything is cool, I'm just gonna hang out and relax. I went on this long walk, I'm not really excited, I'm calm, I'm just gonna relax and just wait until my mommy or wait until my daddy comes back home and everything's gonna be great. Being a calm and firm pack leader is the key to it all. That's what's gonna give your dog an understanding of what the expectations are. Your dog's gonna know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it because they're feeding off of your energy and everything's gonna be perfect. Trust me, calmness and firmness combined together, giving your dog expectations, giving your dog an understanding and good energy coming from you, most of the time that alone can fix separation anxiety. Number 5, this is if you want to practice how to start to lower the anxiety levels on your dog. You always want to start off small. I always tell my clients 2 words, that gradual and consistent. In other words, if you're practicing separation anxiety, if you want your dog to be calm and not go into that anxiety state, then you can't leave them alone for a big chunk of time. So we start off with small increments. We start off with just leaving them alone for 5 minutes. Then you gradually and consistently start adding more time to it. Then it becomes 10 minutes, then it becomes 15 minutes, then it becomes 20 minutes. And you gradually and consistently add more time to it. And the reason why you want to go about it that way is because this way the brain of the dog doesn't have the opportunity to get to a high level of anxiety. It's right as they're starting to, you stop it. So what they're basically learning is that during that separation period, it's not a big deal if you're practicing all the other steps as well and you are in a calm, firm state. But when you come back, everything goes back to normal. So during that separation period, your dog's just gonna learn to relax. But if your dog is already anxious when you are about to leave, you can't just walk out and expect them to just deal with it. No. So the key here is to not dive into the 15-foot pool if you don't know how to swim. Start off in the 2-foot pool, then gradually and consistently go into the 3-foot pool, 5-foot pool, 7-foot pool, and onward and onward and onward. And that is how you start to build their tolerance, and that's how they do the same. Very important here is to not overdo it too much. Too much too soon is a bad thing. So gradual and consistent in order to get the brain to associate calmness with separation and not anxiety with separation. Number 6, I personally don't recommend this, but I've heard some people that have had success with it. I'm not sure to what extent, but we're gonna throw this in as a tip, and if it works for you, great. Use music. What I've heard more than anything is classical music works the best. You wanna use opera, if you wanna use Mozart, whatever, classical music, again, has worked the best. Don't put in heavy metal or rock or anything like that. Maybe that'll work too if your dog is into that, I don't know. But what I've heard that the most success comes from is from the classical music, soft, mellow, it kind of puts them into a calm state. And try it out, let me know if it works out for you. All right, guys, I hope some of these tips help you out with you and your dog's anxiety. Just remember, dogs associate behaviors and activities with the state of mind that they're in at that moment. Also, they associate that with how you feel. So you have to make sure that the way you feel gives them a sense of peace, calmness, and tranquility. If you're not confident, they're not gonna be confident. If you're nervous, guilty, worried, they're gonna reflect that right back to you. Your energy becomes their energy. Make sure that you are in a leader state of mind and not a follower state of mind. If you guys need additional tips, let me know. Remember, it's about training people, not training dogs. Catch you guys next time. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, make sure you wag your tail on over and bark at that subscribe button. This way you won't miss out on all the cool stuff that we post. In addition, you won't miss out on our podcast, Barking for Balance, which premieres every Thursday. Believe me, you don't want to miss out on that. It's really cool. Links down below on all podcast platforms. In addition, make sure you check us out on Facebook and Instagram. This way you don't miss out on all the content that we don't post on YouTube, in addition to staying up to date with all the cool stuff that we got going on. Remember guys, it's about training people, not training dogs.